Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Hulu reboot of Animaniacs has just been canceled. They revealed that season 3 will be its last season starting next year in February. Quite frankly, I'm very surprised they made it to 3 seasons. I'm not even joking. I watched the first season. Seriously, this is I'm a person who grew up with Animaniacs. I love Animaniacs. I loved it so much. I bought it on DVD. I still laugh to this day. When I watched the reboot on Hulu, I was just kind of like, what is this? Like, every time the actual Animaniac, or the Warner Brothers and their sister was on screen, I never laughed. Only time I ever laughed when Pinky and the Brain was on. And that's like really shocking. I've talked about that before. I could not, for the love of me, get into the reboot. It wasn't as wacky as the original. It wasn't as edgy. It wasn't as funny. And not to mention, none of the old supporting characters were there except for Pinky and the Brain. Then it turns out that Chicken Boo had kidnapped all the recurring characters and put them as trophies on the wall until the Warners, rescued them. And so I was about to start watching season 2 back when I had Hulu, but then just a couple of minutes into the first episode, I'm just like, it feels like the same crap of the first season. And from what a lot of people are saying, still the supporting characters from the original series still do not show up. This whole series was very diverse. Like, some fans loved it, other fans like myself, which is kind of like, this does not remind people of the original. Even the original creator was never asked to do the reboot, and he's been very vocal of his disdain of the reboot series on Twitter. It's funny, all you have to do is go to his Twitter, just tweet him all the Hulu, Animaniacs sucks because of this and because of that and because of this. Most likely he will reply. And he will also reply with a little bit of shade himself. And not sure why it got canceled. It could have been canceled because of this whole new Hulu Disney merger. Warner Brothers owns Animaniacs from back in the Fox Kids days, when they put it on Fox Kids. Then once Warner Brothers came up with WB Kids, they moved it from Fox Kids onto their platform. But everything's going crazy now with the whole HBO Max and Warner Brothers and stuff like that. So back in around 2019, 2020, they came out with a reboot for Animaniacs, put it on Hulu. I think at that time Disney did not own them. Now Disney does. Of course, Disney and Warner Brothers just don't like each other. And so, so they probably just didn't want to have to keep paying their enemy money to put their show on their platform. But then you have to stop and think, why didn't they just put it on HBO Max? That's where the new Tiny Toons reboot is going to be on. So maybe they didn't have the rights back to their own show once they put it on Hulu, probably. I don't know. I'm not into that business type stuff. But that's the only guess I can think of. Either that or just maybe people just aren't watching like they hope people would. Because with the first season, people watched because they was curious. Then with the second one, they probably watched only because they liked it. And other people probably watched because they're like, okay, hopefully it'll get better. The recurring cast got freed last season. But then, maybe just ratings just weren't that great. And so it does suck because, I love Animaniacs, man. I just didn't want to see it butchered the way it was. It's just like they tried too hard to be funny instead of just being funny. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.